Hello and welcome to the Plantain Chips course by Agrodemy Academy. In this course, we're going to learn the basics of the production of plantain chips and then also how to make money from it. Let's get started. Now, where can plantains be found in Nigeria? Plantains are widely cultivated and consumed in Nigeria. They're found in various states, but they particularly thrive in some regions in Nigeria, which means that if you're going into large scale production, it is better to source your plantains from these states. Now, they thrive in Lagos, Oyo, and Ondo states in Nigeria, which is the southern part of the country. Also, as I said before, plantains are widely consumed in this country. They are a staple food in the Nigerian cuisine and they're used in dishes like plantain porridge, dodo, fried plantains, and then as a side to stews and soups, and then also a lot more other dishes that are not mentioned here. Now, let's talk about the planting and the harvesting of plantains. This information will be needed for you if you're trying to, farm your own plantains and then, process them. So, plantains usually take around 8 to 12 months to grow in Nigeria from planting to harvest, depending on the variety and the local growing conditions. Please note that factors such as soil quality, rainfall, and agricultural practices can also influence the growth period. After harvesting, the plants can produce new suckers, allowing for ongoing cultivation. Now, what are some health benefits of plantain chips? Plantain chips offer a lot of health benefits, which means that they are actually very good for your consumption. They are rich in nutrients, they're high in fiber, they're low in fat, depending on how you process them. They are energy boosters, they have antioxidant properties, they are gluten free, and they may also support heart health. Please be mindful of the portion sizes, as if you fry the chips, they have a higher proportion of fat, and then they can be high in calories, and this might not be good for your health. So I would advise that you go for baked chips, which is the more healthier option. We're going to be talking about that more in the processing part of this course, so you want to also stay tuned and check that out. Now let's move into what kind of businesses can be done out of plantain chips. What kind of businesses can be done? So we could have a snack brand where you have a line of plantain chips, uh different lines of plantain chips rather, of different flavors, packaging that, and then targeting healthy consumers. You could also do a food truck where you specialize in dishes that have plantain chips in them, things like salads, things like nachos, and then produce that for sale. You could also do catering services where you offer catering for events, but in this case you now use the plantain chips. You offer your plantain chips as a an appetizer or as a side dish for your consumers. You could also go into an online store where you basically create an e-commerce store where you can sell your plantain chips. You could also do subscription box business where you supply consumers or customers with snacks, and then you include plantain chips as one of the snacks in that subscription box, your plantain chips. So you could also do cooking classes where you teach people how to produce plantain chips. Another thing that you can do is that you would also uh go into uh creation of a health food store where you sell healthy foods, and then predominantly featuring your plantain chips as one of the healthy foods. You could also collaborate with local restaurants and then ensure that they serve your plantain chips as a side, with dippings or or toppings over it, and then it could just be an appetizer for them. for their customers rather. But you could also do export business where you're creating plantain chips and then selling on a very large scale outside the shores of Nigeria. You could also do DIY kits where you create a box complete with instructions and seasonings that your consumers can use to create their own plantain chips from start to finish. So there are a lot of businesses that you can do out of plantain chips. You're not just narrowed to having just a snack brand. There's so many other ways to market it and to make yourself stand out in the market.